couple bookkeeping things for Adrian. Um, Adrian had borrowed the Infinite Book from the Nautulus plunder shop,
Right, I
and
remember that.
yeah, and I've given her a macro to actually use it, since it is kind of a variation of spout lore. Um,
Okay.
so I did that. Um, Adrian at level 2, I think should have a stat increase as well.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Um, Stat increase. Come on, mouse. That's Is there some reason? Oh, no, if I do this. There we go. Okay. 1 to strength just to zero those out.
Alright.
That'll be nice.
And then to take into account the move that you picked, Adrian, I think the best way to to remember the move would be to add another sentence to the end of your what happens on a 10 plus when you cast a spell. Just a little note that that um, says that you on a 10 plus for cast a spell, you can choose from the 7 through 9 options and enhance your spell in such a way. If that makes sense.
I thought that was already written down somewhere.
It is, but if you wanted to add it to the macro itself, you
Oh, to the
could do
macro.
that as well.
Yeah, I can do that.
And I'm just pointing this out for the other people as well, that you guys can um, kind of have free reign over your macros if you want to make them, to keep track of your abilities and so forth as you grow in power and abilities and levels and so forth. Um, Tobias, I guess we'll just look for the chat if you want to actually say something. I mean, I guess that's kind of limited, but I'm not sure what else is going to work at the moment.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Um, cool. I'm gonna switch us over to the start of the map.
Okay. Cool. Anxious to see what you're going to come up with. Why are we
All
here?
right. So,
Testing the mic 1, 2, 3.
That works.
hi.
Cool.
Yeah, hi. I only have to download Chrome for this to work.
Okay.
Ah,
That makes sense. Yeah.
yeah.
Wish we could figure out how to get past that.
I know.
I have one idea, but it would take more playing and time wasting to do. So I decided that's probably not a good idea to suggest at this point.
Alright, so, Corvus and Johan von Skalberg, you two have arrived at the dwarven Viking village of Hammerfell. I'm not 100% sure why you guys are here, but if you have any reasons, I would be happy to accept whatever reasons you guys have for being in a dwarf Viking village.
Well, if you're looking for recruits for a war band, you can't go wrong with Vikings.
All right. Cool. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. You guys fell into a friendship with a Rhaegar Bloodbiter, who is a chieftain of the dwarves here. Not the highest, but he's one of the chieftains here. Let's see. While you guys have been here at this village, a terrible calamity has occurred. One day you guys awaken to find that several boats have been capsized out in the near ocean, and mer people have essentially besieged the city of Hammerfell. What do you guys do?
Well, shit. Does this look like a battle we could actually win?
Let's see. You could make a, let's see, you can make a discern reality.
Mm-hmm. Okay, discern reality, that's a...
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Okay, click here. Eight.
All right. Cool. So you got an 8. You can make one question from the list.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I'm guessing the battle is raging, or is this just the build-up?
It is. The mer people have sabotaged some of the ships and capsized them. You can see them out in the harbor bobbing in the waves. The battle has not yet commenced.
All right. I stand there overlooking the carnage, and I think to myself, what is about to happen?
All right. You can see in the water here and there mer people that are bobbing up to check on things and then bobbing back down. You can see that this is a very large army of mer people that have gathered and encircled this harbor. There's probably over 1,000, you would guess. And let's see, it doesn't seem like the mer people can actually get onto land, but at the same time, since boats seem to be the main transportation here, it doesn't seem like there's much of a chance for you guys to get out peacefully.
Well, this is concerning. How do we get to people in the waters?
I'm not much of a swimmer.
No, me neither. Not with this bum leg. Do we have like catapults, trebuchets, and shit?
Let's see. The dwarves might be able to build some catapults.
I would imagine they already do have them, given their dwarven ingenuity.
True.
Yeah, ask if they can roll some out, see if they can fire a few shots into the water and crush those mer people. Or maybe. I don't know.
If we had some sort of well,
there's a blaze of trumpets as down from his golden hall stalks the Thane of the dwarves around here. He walks out to the sea and tries to come to an agreement with the mer people here. They talk for some length of time, and then the dwarf king stomps back up to his hall and has a long ponder. And we're gonna cut briefly over to the crew of the airship, the Nautulus. Bertok, you and the crew are awoken by the navigator Boffin, who is saying that Captain Bertok, there's a red flare on the coast.
The coast of which? I mean,
Looking for a flare. Boop. Right to the northeast of us.
I take that to mean a distress signal of some sort.
Yes, it's a red flare. It means that there's some help being requested.
Got
Yes.
it. Okay. We are already airborne, I assume.
Yes.
Okay. I will make 2 turn in that direction, and we'll head there.
All right.
Engines full speed.
The Nautilus surges forward. And as you get closer to where the red flare is sending up its smoke, you see that there is a dwarf on the mainland who has spotted you, and he's waving his arms to get your attention. He has a large bundle of foodstuffs that he has by a dock, and he's trying to get your attention.
I assume to land at this said dock.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, being of similar stature with a dwarf, I can sympathize. Maybe. I don't. Do I know what's going on? Do I know about the siege or anything? At this
No,
point,
not at the moment.
I'm too far away. Okay. Well, given that the distress signal was real and there's a dwarf that's waving me down, I will also order to land near this dock. Cautiously, of course,
right.
since can't always trust dwarves from my recollection.
The dwarf will walk up to you, Bertok, and say that he's been meaning to get these foodstuffs over to the dwarven settlement of Hammerfell, but it has been encircled by mer people for quite a while now, and he hasn't been able to get through. And the shipment would be very valuable to the dwarves there. And if you, in all of your kindness, could port this load of food over to the besieged dwarves, he is sure that they would be quite grateful for your assistance.
I see. Okay. It sounds like a reasonable request. I will agree under condition that we can examine this cargo before we take it aboard. Make sure we're not looking at a bunch of odd traps or anything. And I will
Sure.
and I will order the gnomes aboard the Nautilus to take a look, see what they find.
The gnomes will open some of the crates and find that they're stuffed with hard, almost inedible sausages and brick-like cakes of very, very baked flour.
Okay. Yeah, it looks well, maybe a dwarf's teeth could get through this. We're certainly not going to take it. Sure, we'll take it aboard. And I order the gnomes to start hauling everything aboard. And then, as soon as they're finished, I'll ask the dwarf if there's anything else we can provide assistance with before we cast off.
He will mutter into his beard and then shake his head and say, "This will be enough help. Thank you, good halfling. You're a stout fellow."
Thanks. And we give the order to cast off, take to flight again.
Alrighty.
And I reference the map that I have. What's his name?
Okay.
Sargol's map to try to find Hammerfell. I assume that's what we call this place.
Hammerfell or Hammerfall.
Okay. Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. Alright, you find the island that the dwarf was indicating the cargo should be dropped off at. And you can see that the breakers there are particularly violent. As you fly over the water, there's teeming with merfolk, and an occasional wrecked ship is bobbing in the water.
I see. What are our chances that we could be fired on or somehow attacked and join that wreckage below?
As long as you stay high enough, you don't think the mer people have the ability to attack, at least not in time.
Okay. Look over this. Do I want to be a hero or not? I don't think I can be with the equipment we have aboard and the idea I have in mind. So I would like to look for the least possible route that we would be spotted by the merfolk. Maybe through these trees up to the northwest.
That would probably be the best route if you didn't want the mer people to see you. Yes.
Right. Okay, that is my plan then. Let's loop around.
Righty.
And make through that gap in the trees. Ooh, a tower.
As you loop around the north, the westish part of the island, you see a lonely tower all by itself out on the far edge of the island. But
none of us would
you
recognize
managed. You could try to make a spout lore if one of you wants to.
I think Adrian would be most likely to know about strange, lonely towers in the middle of nowhere.
Sure.
Cool. Spout lore, intelligence.
Oops.
No, that's fine. I didn't make it anyway. No, she hasn't recognized this at all.
Alright, that's too bad. Alright, well, what do you guys want to do now?
Well, we'll continue on. It was just a passing thought. What is that place? And none of us know. And so the ship continues inland and then looks for a suitable landing spot.
You touch down near the edge of the village. Dwarves look out of their huts suspiciously until you start to unpack the food, and then they give a cheer and swarm and start to help you unpack the precious food.
Cool.
That they have been dearly in need of. There is not much farmland here. They just have some goats wandering around the fjords. Can't do fjords.
It's fjord. With a Y.
Fjords.
Just assume a Y.
With a Y?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you need a, yeah.
So I would imagine that in the commotion, Corvus and Johan would have seen the arrival of the airship. what do you guys do?
Well, since we found a way off this damn island.
What an interesting craft. I wonder who made it.
Well, we go over there and find out. So I guess Johan will approach the aircraft and hail the captain.
Which is this short little, well,
By the gods, it's a giant.
yeah, the giant halfling. That's funny.
This time. Boy, you guys are slightly bigger. Scale is so weird. Okay. Bertok.
Yes.
You see the approach of two people who are clearly not dwarves, or if they are very tall and beardless dwarves.
Right. Which would be just as odd as a tall and monstrous halfling. No. But I will hail them and say, "You look out of place here. Where do you hail from?"
Reichland originally, though I get around a lot.
Reichland.
Am I the only one who's not hearing Daniel?
Probably.
Oh, I can hear him.
I hear him.
Oh boy.
Okay, let me reload and
Okay.
see if that works.
While he's doing that, are you the relief for this
I
town?
am, yes. One moment. I'm going to try one thing.
You come here often then?
Damn it.
And I think we lost Danny.
Yeah, hang on.
No, Daniel, come back.
I am trying to. Oh, 1 minute.
What's up?
Is this group, is it just the four of us? Just wondering.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Yes.
Am I working again?
Um,
Hello?
I guess the other people on Roll20, they left.
Yes.
They either left or they are
Hmm.
I can't.
Will, are you able to hear me now? Weird.
Swordsmith and armorsmith.
Okay, that's cool. Okay. Yeah.
So he's probably interested in talking to the village blacksmith, actually.
It's easy to find the village blacksmith. His smithy is always putting out the dark sooty smoke and the sound of hammers hammering away at the metal. He sees you approach, and since you've been here for a little bit of time, he think he probably would have seen you around town at least a little bit. Um, Laddie, what can I do for you today?
Do you know anything of the forging of weapons and armor?
Ah, that's about the only thing I do these days, laddie. Gotta keep these Vikings, their spears sharp and their swords repaired and so forth. Yes.
Have you ever heard of the House of McVenner?
Let me think. Let me see. McVenner. Hmm. My mentor seemed to have mentioned them once or twice on a time. Yes.
They were my ancestors. They made this spear, and I show him my spear, which is a very, very obviously an ancient elven forged spear of very fine craftsmanship. And I say, I'm trying to rediscover their secrets. Tell me, who's the greatest blacksmith in the land?
Daniel, are you back? We can hear you.
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, well, my video isn't working, but okay. I didn't realize my volume was up. Cool. Apparently fiddling around works. Hooray.
Let's see, the greatest blacksmith in the land, I would say, would probably have to be the dwarf Skald Blackhammer, but he lives on the mainland. He's a stuffy, straight-beard dwarf.
I'm sure he's a master of the dwarven arts of smithing, but have you ever heard that he knows of elven crafts? It's an art that's not been much practiced among my people lately.
I see. Well, I think if anyone would know any elvish techniques, it would be Skald Blackhammer. He, as far as I know, he traveled fairly widely across the lands and would not have turned up his nose at the elvish traditions of smithing. Let's see, boy, he must be going on 300 at least. I think he's quite ancient as far as I know. So he may know what the secrets that you're looking for.
I will have to seek him out then. Thank you.
Aye, anytime, laddie, anytime. You need that spear sharpened?
Oh, it's quite sharp enough, I assure you.
Okay, very
Nice.
well.
May your forging go well. May your blades be true.
And you, and you. The horn, the great horns of the great hall will sound once again, and the deep voice of Eric Hardhammer will call everyone to a council. And a herald will come to you, the travelers, the blow-ins to this village, and say that among the dwarves there is a saying that there are no accidental blow-ins, that everyone who comes might come upon the winds of fate. So if you have any inclination, we would we would like your counsel at the Great Hall.
I will go.
I think you can't hurt to hear what they come up with. Johan will go.
All right. Bertok?
What's Bertok trying to do? I missed like 10 minutes of stuff. But yeah, Bertok will go. It looks interesting.
All right, cool. All of you gather along with the other chieftains, along with the chieftains of the dwarves, to hear what the Thane is calling this council for. He will say that the mer people that have been besieging this poor city of ours have said that they will cease their war on two conditions. Either in the far-off port of Delgar, they return something that was stolen from the mer peoples, or that we, the land lubbers, find some way to retrieve several artifacts that have been wrested from the mer peoples over the years. And some of the dwarves will exclaim loudly to let's just band with them and attack Delgar. Find what they're looking for there.
Oh, boy.
Erok will loudly say, but think of the glory and honor of finding what the mer people lost and return it to them. We might have a peace that stretches for 1,000 years if we do that, if we help the mer people this way.
Chief, what were they looking for?
He will, Erok will pull out a map, and I have a map here for you guys. Map, where are you? Map. Here it is. Oop. Do you guys all see that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. Alright. So, Erok will pull out this map that he's scribbled on with the blue and the red X's. Now, my captains have identified that the red X's here are the settlements of the mer people, because they really want to attack the mer peoples. I personally am against that because we would not be able to get down there and attack them effectively. However, the mer peoples have said that the locations with the blue X's here are locations where their items have been brought to the best of their knowledge. One of the westernmost blue X is a leviathan has swallowed up a trident that was sacred to the mer people and generally beds somewhere where that blue X is. The middlemost blue X is, and the Thane will snort in derision at this point. The Sea Devils say that Davy Jones is at that middle blue X there, and that he stole a necklace from the Mer, from one of the tribes of the Mer people many, many years ago. But I don't know if that is true or not. And did I say that Leviathan was the westmost
Yes, you
blue
did.
X?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I meant the easternmost blue X. Sorry. Then the westernmost blue X is the haunt of the Ice Queen, who rules over one half of the icy continent.
The thing is, I only see
To the north.
2 blue X's, so I don't see any more than that.
Okay, there is. Let's see. Okay, you see the jug in the water? It's supposed to be a jug.
Yes.
There's one blue X right below that.
Yes.
Then there's one blue X in the middle of the continent.
Yes.
And then there's one blue X
Way up there. Oh, I see it.
way up there. Yeah.
Okay. So Leviathan's in the middle, right?
Leviathan's to the east.
Oh. Okay.
So it's the one furthest to the right?
Right.
Yeah, okay.
The Thane will say that, in his opinion, to go after these items would be the least loss of life to dwarven and to dwarf kind if they go after these items rather than either challenge the Mer people or attack Delgar far away. But he is open to suggestions from the other chieftains and the visiting travelers.
So, out of character, what's the sort of general relationship between elves and dwarves like here? Is it, or do they not like each other, or?
I would say that there is a general friendship between the two races.
Okay, okay.
Adrian is an elf, by the way, just as
She
an aside.
is, that's
Because I
true.
didn't think about that, and I'm like, well, she hasn't really gotten off the ship, so there's really nothing to particularly worry about, except, yeah.
So, it seems like most of the dwarven chiefs are very, they're clamoring to attack the merfolk, or a bunch of them are.
About half of them are kind of hot-blooded and they want to attack the Mer people. The other half are kind of coming around to the idea of attempting to fetch these items.
I think that Bertok would actually be on, thinking it through, Bertok, I would be totally on board with finding all of these artifacts, or at least some of them, and presenting them. Simply because I myself stole yet a fourth one, which is probably the reason for attacking Delgar in the first place. And of course, I would want to avoid attacking my own city because of a dwarven skirmish with merfolk. And so my vote will be for recovering the other 3 artifacts.
All right. Corvus and Johan, any opinions about this?
Well, treasure hunting seems a good idea as any. Actually, it's a lot better than trying to go deep sea fighting with these things.
Yeah, I think
Where should we start?
I think Corvus will step forward and try to speak to the dwarves of the great, beautiful things that their people have made that have been stolen from them, and try to, appeal to how they feel about that, to make them understand that the mer people just want their treasures back too. And he'll say, this is something that is common to all of us.
I'll aid him if I can. I'll tell him. Now, if you are so hot blood and you want to get into the fights, then why don't you come with us and help us take down a fucking Leviathan or the ghostly king of the seas himself? Or do you lack the balls, dwarves?
You'll as you give this speech, you will see the dwarves get enthusiastic and excited about seeking for these treasures and pummeling whatever is in their way. There's a great cheer as the chieftains finally come together as one, and everyone agrees to seek out these lost treasures of the Mer people and return them. Wow. All right. Cool. So the Thane will choose from among his top chieftains one or two per team that have proven themselves to be very stalwart and effective in all things. And he will say that he thinks that it is most efficient to go after all these things at once. He has enough of a force to go after 2 of them.
All right, I guess we take the third.
Since you, I would not press your choice in this matter. So, is there any of the 3 that you particularly want to go after?
Personally, I don't have any preference. Would there be one over the other that the merfolk would value more?
They would probably, since it's been hardest for them to actually get to, they would probably value the Ice Queen's item as opposed to others.
Okay.
The Ice Queen, huh?
Would it be a possibility that the Ice Queen might have other great artifacts in her possession?
I mean, if you have a name like the Ice Queen, you probably must have a weird collection of artifacts and baubles and all of these.
It seems very probable, yes, that she would have other artifacts. However, you're pretty sure, it seems pretty certain from what the Mer people have related, that the Ice Queen only has one particular artifact that they are interested in.
Yeah, what do we know about this Ice Queen? Like, is she a actual legal queen, or is that just a not title she gave herself, and she's just a woman ruling over a bunch of frost trolls in some frozen hellscape?
You can make a spout lore about the Ice Queen. You may have heard something,
Oh,
some
I've been up in
rumors
those.
or legends.
Oh, I have been up in those parts and fought many a times. Okay. Spout lore. There.
My goodness. All right. Okay, you know that the Ice Queen has taken that title in more than just fancy. You have heard that she has gotten the ice giants to join with her, and that is not a insignificant feat. So she is fairly powerful. She is powerful enough to get the ice giants to side with her.
Is this like a forced companionship, or is it actually diplomatic? I take that's a no.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Are they actually diplomatically bounded with her, or has she like some sort of power over them?
It seems like a mutually beneficial um, alliance. It doesn't seem to be a magical um, charm or something she has over them. They just see her as the best choice for meeting their own desires. So
Tricky.
I think I will try to spout lore specifically about anything the Ice Queen might have to do with the elves and see if I know
Sure.
anything.
Okay.
Hang on a second. Let me just. There we go.
Wow.
We are
Yeah.
learned, educated people.
Very nice.
Okay. Yes. You heard that long ago there was an expedition of elves to the continent that the Ice Queen presides over. And among that crowd, among that expedition of elves, was Eru, a very mighty elf lord who was never heard from again.
Well then, I'd certainly be interested in seeing if there's any remains of that expedition up there, as well as retrieving the merfolk artifacts. I, for one, am in favor of going to the Ice Queen and seeing what can be done.
All right. Bertok?
Bertok already stated, yeah, but yeah, I prefer the Ice Queen. Yeah, I didn't state anything, but yes, I would be fine with the Ice Queen as our first objective.
Yay! Cool. All right. The dwarves, in thanks for delivering supplies to the besieged city, will stock the Nautilus with what they can comfortably spare, as far as food and what little fuel, what little oil they have for the engines, and you guys will set sail. Oh wait, do you guys want to do any buying of equipment or anything like that before you leave?
I don't have a lot of money, sadly.
Okay.
Yeah, neither do I.
Okie dokie.
Yep, I think we're good. One thing I would like to do is offer passage aboard my ship. Just explicitly get that out of the way.
Well, I
Is
was
what?
kind of counting on that.
Right. Yeah, we're here on a rescue mission, so we'll take anybody who wants to come.
Yo, is there a chance we could parlay with the merfolk to like let the Vikings get supplies and stuff while we're out collecting these items? I mean, this village is no good to them starved.
Sure. Yeah. Boy, oh boy. All right. So yeah, the mer people will relent their siege enough so that the dwarves are not absolutely starving while these teams go out and try to retrieve their artifacts. But pretty much everyone else is going to be either repairing ships or mending weapons or going off on the other teams. So unfortunately, it is just you guys on the Nautilus, sailing off for adventure.
Yeah.
World map. All right. This technically is a perilous journey, but you guys managed to make it to the shores of the cold northern continent and come into view of the Ice Queen's magnificent, beautiful palace.
How magnificent.
Okay, so you guys From afar, you guys can see the Ice Queen's palace. Um, Even from this distance, you can see that there are towering giants that are standing in front of the gates. Um, the tower itself looks very, very icy and um, very hard to get into. There are various cracks and crevices in the ice leading up to the tower itself. And what do you guys do? Let me put you guys on the map. Bertok. Corvus. Johan. Adrian.
I'm not sure we could fight our way in.
Hardly not.
I agree.
So we could try to sneak in, or we could try to talk our way in, I think.
From previous experience, I do know that some of these crevasses we can enter and hike up to the base of the tower if it is somewhat submerged, I would call it. And I would recommend this if there's any chance that there was a back entrance in one of the cracks in the ice.
I suppose we could try that. Unless you all don't mind perhaps running another errand for the queen. I'm thinking if we could talk our way in there, get an audience or whatever, and ask her for the artifact. Maybe she'll put another quest on us. Exchange. But if you rather sneak in the back, I wouldn't mind a little action.
Let's try it. See what happens.
Alrighty. No, Bertok.
What?
Too far over. I can't get to you.
And we are coming from this west entrance, correct?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
I'm not sure about the group ordering, but yeah. You guys are coming into a crevasse from the left there, and as you crawl and squirm your way through this crevasse, there are icy strands that are brushing your face. And you swat them away, and they break.
It's just like the Winter War all over again.
I'm curious. Adrian's curious about these strands. Do they appear to be anything? I am imagining them like spider webs of sorts. And I don't know, my paranoia is telling me to watch out for spiders, ice spiders on the roof or something. But I might just be reading into it and assuming way too much.
From what you know, these do appear to be something like spider webs, yes.
So I would have known that this was a possibility, just from previous knowledge of creatures and things.
The strands that are hitting your face are very similar to spider webs.
Okay. Well, I, Adrian, would I would like to cast light, see if we can see up into the recesses of this ice cavern crevasse. Just to make sure we don't hit anything terribly dangerous or walk underneath something without first spotting it. So, cast. Yeah.
Wow, that succeeds. Man. Boy, oh boy. Alright, so that was a light spell?
Yes.
Okay. The tip of your spear lights up with a bright flame that glitters off the ice, and above you, in the reaches of the crevasse, you can see glittering eyes and gleaming mandibles of ice spiders.
Okay. Do I know anything about these spiders? I mean, obviously, I will silently point upward and show everybody else. But is there any chance I have any knowledge of these? Like, if we sneak by, or if we keep to the walls, or we don't make too much noise, will they avoid us?
You could make a spout lore about the spider, sure.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, you know that spiders are attracted to vibrations. These ones in particular are said to be very, very ravenous and hungry. So there's the potential that if they haven't seen you yet, that you could slip by them.
Okay. Relaying this to the others through very hushed whispers, I will recommend that we sneak rather than just trod and stomp on down the cavern.
Oh, sneaking on a stealth operation. Great plan, kid.
My worry is that if we have to leave very quickly, the spiders could jump on us as we're escaping. It might be best to leave a clear exit.
That is a good point.
So maybe we should Zelda shoot these things down beforehand, and then assume they don't respawn when we come back into the room.
Oh god, I love it.
I don't have a slingshot, otherwise I would totally play it up as that, but
Let's see. Adrian has magic missiles.
yes.
Anybody else have any ranged weapons?
Well, yeah, I got a
No.
dagger I could try and throw, but this swinging arm ain't what this throwing arm ain't what it used to be.
Right.
Can we only see these two?
Let's see. Yes, you can only see those two.
All right. Sure, I'll try a magic missile. It seems reasonable anyway. Which is another cast spell of a 9.
All right. Alright, so you get the choice of -1 on going to cast spells, or you forget the spell, or it attracts attention.
Let's... What was my hit for these? Or my roll for these? Was it 2d4? Or 2d6?
2d4, yes. 2d4.
Let me go ahead and damage them. Just to see what happens. Okay. So I aim for 1, damage it for 7, and I will attract the attention of the other.
Oh no.
As it hits kind of extra hard. Because that's a pretty hard hit right there.
Yeah. So one of the spiders, your hands flare with magical energy. The bolts shoot out, hit the spider, and it crumples in shock to the floor. It falls from the cavern wall to the floor. The other spider, meanwhile, will hiss and start forward towards you, Adrian.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys do?
I'm gonna turn to the elf and tell him, "Alright, kid. With spiders, you get in between the eyes. They're surprisingly soft there." And I'm basically giving him the aid action. So what is that? Roll plus bond,
Yes.
which is 0.
Yeah.
Huh? Nope.
All right. Okay, so that is a success, at least a partial success. In giving the aid, you realize that your foot has become trapped in a strand of webbing. Corvus, what do you do? Here, you have a spider bearing down on you.
I'm gonna jab at it with my spear.
Would this be
Alright.
considered a hit or just partial? Because it kind of matters because my
This would
ability
be a hack and
for
slash.
I'm asking if because my all for one for all ability would give him either a +4 damage or plus 1d4 damage or +2 armor. I'm wondering, does this work now?
All right.
Because it says on a hit. I'm wondering if this is just a partial hit.
Right. Let me take a look at your move real quick. No, it says when you aid an ally in battle. So anytime you successfully aid an ally in battle.
All right. Well, enjoy plus 1d4 damage.
Cool.
All right.
All right,
Let's
Corvus.
see if I can hit.
Wow.
All right, that's
My
a 14.
goodness. +4. Wow. Goodness. Okay, that spider is skewered and dead. It is skewered right through by your elven spear, Corvus.
Is the other one dead as well? Or is it just stunned?
No, the other one is reviving. It's taken some damage from Adrian's magic missile, but it is on its feet again, and it is. This one is dead. Dead. That one's dead. The other one is back on its feet, and
Okay. Bertok.
me.
Yeah. What?
Yep.
Bertok
Bertok, what
is
do you do?
unhooking his flail and will just bear down upon the thing, stepping in where he can to bring
All
the flail
right.
down.
Have I used my turn, or can I aid him too? Well, I can't. I'm kind of stuck, so maybe not. Oh no.
Right. Yeah. Your foot is in the webbing. Yeah. Bertok, you're by yourself here,
Yeah.
but you can make a hack and slash if you want.
I forgot where H stands in the alphabet. Oh, here we go. Ha!
My goodness. Good job. Wow. All right. What's your damage?
I don't know. How do I damage?
You have
Oh,
a couple damage
right. I
macros.
forgot about my stuff. Right. Do I have both arms? Nope, we're going for standard damage.
All right. Yep. All right. Along with the damage of the magic missile, your flail will crunch into the spider. It will give a twitchy sort of shriek and then lay still and silent.
Do we know what kinds of spiders these were? Did they have any specific type of spidery attributes? Or were they just
Not
spiders?
as far as I know.
Because I would totally love for them to be like ice spiders, that when we kill them, either the spear wound in the one starts like crystallizing in, or the other one, it basically shatters and stuff. That would be kind of fun.
The blood of the spiders is blue, and it will immediately freeze and crystallize on your weapons as these spiders meet their demise.
Ooh, is that something of concern?
Potentially.
Because going to like modified weapons mode in my brain, I'm thinking, oh, we deal extra cold damage now, but then everything in here has probably a resistance to cold damage. But I know that's not really anything. We don't really get that detailed, but that's what I'm wondering about. Adrian will immediately stride over to Johan and...
No, I'm fine. I'm already.
Oh, you...
He's already He has his dagger and is like cutting away the webbing.
She reaches her hand out to cast some sort of heat charm, but pulls back as he pulls his foot free. Right. Oh, you already have it. Got it. Cool.
Yeah. Don't waste your parlor tricks here, kid.
From further down in the crevasse, you hear what sounds like the fall of ice as something skitters back deeper into the crevasse.
Skittering sounds bother me, but okay.
We should proceed with caution.
Agreed.
Alright, just gonna move on then. Which one of you is brave enough to take points?
I'm more than willing to.
Johan or Bertok muscles past Adrian. Her staff is still glowing, correct? Because I assume I can continue casting a light spell.
Yes.
For a little while anyway.
Yep, her staff. I don't think it ever quits. I think you can choose to deactivate it, or it's just on from that point forward.
Okay.
Right. Okay, I don't have a good token for this, so I'm just going to go with egg, maybe? Oop.
Yeah. A frozen voodoo doll flops into view.
A bundle of robes and white cloth will peer around the corner fearfully. It has protective goggles in front of its eyes, and you can't see its features because it's all swathed in warm-looking white cloth. But it sees big, strong, scary-looking people coming in, and it skitters back fearfully.
It's as small as it looks here.
It's smaller than a halfling. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Smaller
Grab
than a
it.
typical halfling.
Does it, if I advance towards it, does it keep moving back?
It will eventually kind of stand its ground. There's a few other back here as well, hiding further back here. They all peer out from behind the pillars and around corners at you fearfully.
I say, our business is with the Ice Queen. Tell us where she is.
The most courageous one will come forward and shake its head and say no, motion no, and kind of shoo you guys away.
Try to shove us back down the corridor and indicate that we should leave as quickly as possible or something. being a bit shorter, Bertok will walk forward and attempt to, I don't know, talk to it and say that we are here on business. We have no intention of going back. Can you tell us what's up? What we're walking into that you seem so afraid of?
They will actually make a sound as you make an appearance, Bertok. They will gasp, and one by one they will come up to you and start like petting you and feeling your arms and so forth.
I give a surprised look and just, okay.
Given enough, they will motion, they will pantomime that the big things in the big place will smush them to pieces, and they have to be very quiet and very careful if they want to survive.
Oh.
And he will peer out and try to see if the spiders are still out there or not. You assume it's a he anyway.
Right. I think it wants us to know that there are probably, I'm guessing, ice giants. As if we didn't already know of these. But they're cautioning us. So, I think it was obvious, but that we were going to be careful.
Don't always count on obvious.
Well, there's not much point in turning back now.
If you guys are adamant about going through, they will all heave like a soft sigh and bring you along to a portion of their little chasm home here that has intercepted one of the rooms of the Ice Queen's palace, and point to it, and a motion that you guys can squeeze through, hopefully, and infiltrate the palace.
Oh, you mean this little spike in here is a connector into the rest of the castle?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
It does look tight. I don't know. Can we get through?
You might have to make a strength defy danger to squeeze through, but it should be possible.
Okay. Bertok glances up at the armored elf and has some doubts that he'd be able to fit, and wonders if we ought not widen the tunnel a little bit somehow. And glances at Adrian. Any chance you could magic missile out the walls here? Maybe do a little boring with that heat spell of yours?
Not a subtle approach. We don't know what's on the other side. Well, hey, you're pretty small. Why don't you go through and see what you can see?
Oh, me? Oh, okay. Well, I can try. We'll see what happens. I shoulder through all these little miniature people and crouch down near this opening in the ice and see if I can see through and figure out what's on the other side.
Peering through the slit, you can see what looks like a dingy, icy dungeon cell with a door on the far side that presumably leads out to a hallway.
Is there anybody inside this thing or anybody in sight?
Yes, there is. No, there's not. No, it's empty. But it has had occupants previously because you can see various items of clothing and so forth in here.
Okay. I'll push my way back out and say it looks like a sort of jail cell, meaning we'll have to get through the gate on the other side.
Oh, great. Where's the damn rogue? Would you need him? Alright. If you saw nothing, I guess it's clear to try to widen the hole somewhat. Alright, Adrian. Well, if you got a spell for this, do your thing.
Yes, right. Let me see what I can do. She'll walk up and try to cast a magic missile at this hole in the wall.
All right.
Cast spell. Sure.
What happened? What happened? Wow.
Did I hit it too hard?
Oh, goodness.
3, 4.
You
7 damage if you need it.
Yeah. All right. The ice will crinkle and crack, and shards will rain down as your magic missile hits this thin little slit in the wall, and makes it bigger. You listen for a moment, but nothing seems to have noticed your excavation.
Right. I will wave to the others and then manage to maybe duck through. I assume it's just that easy.
Yep.
Okay.
That easy.
I move through behind the mage.
I'll put myself between the fighters.
All right. Bertok bringing up the rear. Turning and giving a sweeping gesture of thanks to the little people behind us.
A slow, steady, stomping sound starts to come from the north. The little shards of ice will rain down from the hole that Adrian managed to punch through, and you will see through the walls of ice an immense shadow um, move down the corridor and up
Question.
the passageway.
Okay.
Yes.
Question. Did we see his shadow from some light inside of the tunnel there?
Right.
Thinking
Right.
fast.
Sorry, I was assuming it was. Yep.
Later. Okay. Thinking very fast, Adrian will quickly extinguish her own light before he's able to peer through
Okay.
this
Yes.
ice
Yes.
wall and see that there's someone in the cell. That's my assumption, anyway. So
Yeah.
I'll quick put my light out.
I'm kind of assuming that some dim daylight is filtering through the ice walls. I'm sorry, did I forget to mention the walls are ice?
No.
No.
We kind of guessed.
Right, yeah. Some dim daylight is filtering through the whole tower, and that was illuminating the large shadowy figure as it passed by.
Okay. Yeah, kneeling and ducking around this corner and going up to the gate, I examined it, and yeah, a rogue would be nice about now. Anything you can do, and I'll turn around and motion to the others in case just barreling through is an option.
Well, I'm no rogue, but I've seen a few rogues do their tricks. Let me see if I can recall. And I will use a very roundabout way of my ability, tactician. Basically, when you use your knowledge of tactics, discipline, and strategy on the battlefield, describe how you accomplished one of the following, blah 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 blah. Avoid a hazard on the battlefield without defying danger, which maybe could be like overcoming this lock, or maybe that's a stretch.
It would be a stretch, except the door is not locked.
Oh. So I go and like test the door, like, huh?
Wow, you're really good at this.
It opens. Yep.
All right, so big, dumb, and ugly went this way, right?
Yes, it did.
All right, let's wait until it comes back, and then we'll move.
Fair enough.
Tiptoe.
You're not sure if it is exactly the same large, shadowy something or other, but a similar thunderous footfalls will go up the chamber and pass you guys without noticing you crouched in the empty cell.
All right, go, go, go.
Yeah. We stumble
You
out.
guys make a run for it.
Which way are we going?
We're going into the center of the palace. We're going this way,
Right.
I think. Anyway.
I would think so too. Wait. Oh no. Adrian outstrides Bertok, and he's like, wait for me.
These hallways have obviously been built to accommodate the ice giants. The ceiling is 40 feet above your heads. The hallways are 20 feet wide or so. To the straight ahead of you guys you can see that there is a passageway that's actually looks like it goes outside, um, past some gigantic doors. Um, but it looks like from the tread pattern that most of the giants leave that way. So, not sure what is out that way. The passageway to the left of you guys leads to stairs.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, it's obvious we're gonna go check out the staircase, I think. I mean,
I like the stairs. Are they going up or down?
They are going up.
Yeah, I think definitely the stairs.
I don't like stairs. They're always up to something.
I should point out that this little anteroom here has a giant-sized table in it, and a few giant-sized items lounging around. If you guys want to scrounge anything or pick up an enormous helmet or something like that.
Bertok will try, but realize it's much too big. He could probably just live in there if he so choose.
Yeah, carry the helmet on your back like a snail.
Yeah, I like it.
How's the workmanship on the helmet? Is it well made?
Please.
No, it's kind of shoddy actually. The giants don't see imperfections that you noticed yourself, so it's kind of nasty actually.
Yeah. Corvus
They
just
probably
sniffs
beat
at
it into shape on his head. I guess is there any sort of equipment that a medium-sized person could use?
There is a very small, giant-sized dagger that might be a possible sword.
Giant-sized dagger, claymore to a human.
I'll take it as a souvenir.
All right. Then it would be 2 weight and -1 damage, just because it is not well sharpened from your perspective, but reasonable for a giant, of course.
Anything here Adrian would find of note? Nothing magical or interesting?
You can cast Detect Magic, but nothing here looked particularly interesting.
I'll pass then. It's of no
Okay.
consequence to just pass it up. The stairs then.
Indeed.
All right. Oh. Interesting. There seem to be underneath the stairs in this case.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I can still grab myself. We clatter up. I mean, we're clattering up the stairs anyway, so.
Oh, did I put that on the... Oh, I did put it on the object level. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. All right, you guys. Tromp up the stairs and arrive at You're pretty sure at the level where the front gates would have been. So this is one level up from the basement where you guys were before, and delicious smells are coming from the wafting from the south. Other than that, things are fairly cold and chill. All right, what do you guys do?
I'm just gonna.
You hear something move quickly away from the south and go kind of west of you guys.
Okay, I am going to do a quick little discerning of realities.
Sure.
Oh, that's absolute garbage.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, look, it's turning around, folks.
Yeah,
So
you
undiscerning that you stepped back onto the step and tumbled back down. No.
you a white a bluish white skinned goblin is startled by your appearance, Johan, and screams and runs away.
Well,
We may have just lost the element of surprise.
Oh no.
well, when compromised, the best thing you can do is cover our grounds quickly. Move.
Okay. Bertok takes off after him.
Alright, gonna peek around the corner. What do we see?
You see a horde of goblins come running and salivating from the north here.
What do I have? Oh.
Whee!
Battle stations.
Whee!
What do I have here?
What do you guys do?
I have one idea. It doesn't look like it should work based on this. Prestidigitation illusions are crude and clearly illusions and won't fool anybody, but might be entertaining. But Adrian would like to, based on this salivating that they're doing, cast prestidigitation on the middle goblin to turn it into a non-blue color and make it look edible. Maybe. Possibly.
You would have to touch what you wanted to change color.
Oh. Really?
I do believe so.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Okay, that's a good point. These are all touch spells. Why are all these touch spells? I don't want everything to be touch spells.
Corvus,
boy.
you hear the sounds of a horde of goblins, icy goblins, come screaming and salivating down the hall. What do you do?
I move forward, raising my spear and shield.
Okay.
And I shout,
Are you trying to defend yourself, or are you trying to attack?
at the moment, I'm defending myself, and I'm just shouting, which one of you dies first?
All right. Roll for defend. All right. 7. You get to pick one. You get to hold one, and then at some point you can choose a defend option. The goblins.
Hang on, I want to try something.
Yes.
It may not work, but hey. I'm gonna step forward and tell him, in the Queen's names, quit fooling around.
Say again?
I'm just gonna bellow at the goblins. In the Queen's name, you fools, quit fucking around.
Oh.
We're mercenaries here to receive payment. You're in our way. Get lost.
Nice.
Man. Okay. Make a charisma defy danger.
Well, it's my highest stat, so so pray.
Does anybody want to aid or interfere with this roll?
I don't know what I would do other than Bertok
Stand
walks
there
up
and look
and
tough.
is like, "Yeah, you tell him," or something. But
Okay.
Oh, that's the 8.
That'll. Wow. Okay. The goblins pause in confusion and mill about uncertainly. They are peering at you, sort of suspiciously, sort of confused. Bertok, what do you do?
oh, Bertok, what does he do? Oh. Right, goblins. Bertok has a history with goblins. A not so good history. Therefore, possibly unfortunately, he will immediately pull up his flail and start whirling it at his side and rush forward, kind of almost without thinking.
Oh boy. Okay. Okay, Bertok. Make a hack and slash.
Would anyone
Are
like
you
to
actually
interfere?
Hmm.
Yes.
Johan sticks out his foot.
You're gonna interfere?
It's a -2, so
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I think it's still roll plus bond though to see if it actually works.
Mm.
yeah.
Oh no, do what you want.
Okay, roll for damage, Bertok.
Bertok manages to jump over the extended foot of Johan and tumble across the icy, snowy floor of the cavern and swing his flail, basically untargeted into the horde of goblins to see how many he can take out at once.
Oh boy. Alright. Your flail will hit one goblin. It will continue on and smack into another one. And those two will lay unmoving on the floor. Bertok, you are now in the middle of a horde of slobbering goblins.
Yeah, great.
Well, admittedly, my tactic wasn't really working either, so good luck.
Who next?
What's happening? I'm sorry.
Trying to figure out what we can do. Because I have an idea for Adrian. If she is able to sneak down here to what looks like a table covered with food.
It is.
She will grab a loaf of bread in one hand and rush back up the tunnel and very quickly whisper something to the loaf of bread, and then, like a grenade, hurl it down the tunnel with the intention that halfway down it transform itself into what looks like an entire cow, which will land and distract all of the goblins with something bigger to go after. The fattest, most scrumptious looking cow, i.e. prestidigitation on this loaf of bread.
Christ.
You can make the loaf of bread look like a piece of meat.
Well, let's just see.
Probably not a whole cow. Okay.
It looks like a whole cow, but it's only loaf of bread sized. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's what my intention is.
Okay. You can make it look like a very realistic illusion, or a vague shapeshift. If you take from the 7 through 9 list.
Sure, yeah. I totally will do that and go ahead and forget the spell since it's kind of been it's a the prestidigitation is not normally supposed to be so realistic, and therefore it will be fairly hard on my mental capacities to keep it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And now it looks like a real cow, full
You
size,
watch-
that rushes around and like calls out and tries to look as tasty as possible.
All right. The illusion is fairly successful. The salivating goblins are sufficiently distracted. They lay off of Bertok here and retreat up the corridor a ways to munch on the bread that to them sort of looks like a cow.
Cool. Bertok will get to his feet, look very sheepishly at the ground, and brush himself off. And sort of, with an embarrassed look on his face, kind of slide back into the group.
Well, are you gonna finish the job? Yeah, we don't want those things running up our ass or sounding the alarm now, do we?
I suppose that could have gone worse.
Exactly. How many goblins were there in that little group of... Yeah.
We'd better continue before they
You want
realize
to get a
that
head
it's
count?
only a
Oh,
magic loaf of bread.
yeah, you can. There was about 10 of them left.
Well,
And then
get them.
Bertok
I'm
needs
gonna refresh
more.
you guys real quick.
Okay, sure.
They clearly have their backs turned to us. It's an attack of opportunity. Let's take it.
Yeah. Ooh, yes.
Am I back?
Yes, you are.
Okay, cool. Okay, so the goblins are somewhat distracted and feasting on the bread / cow.
Right.
What are you
I'll
guys
turn to Corvo and
gonna do?
tell them,
Dun, dun,
will you
dun.
try to split 2 in a row? You aim to the
Are we
side of their
attacking?
ribs. They're soft there. And that's another aid. And my roll 20 is crushing.
Okay.
I'm gonna refresh.
Hopefully.
Okay, I'm back. Do you guys hear me?
I do, yes.
Alright.
All right.
And I appear to have control
You
again,
can reach
so
them
yeah, a
without
quick
them noticing
aid
because
on
they are
Corvo.
distracted.
Are you
by
able to
the
hear
cow.
Sean? Tobias?
No.
I can't hear if anybody else is talking. Daniel?
I can hear you fine, Sean, but it looks like Tobias is not relaying to you correctly, because I can hear him also.
Oh. Aw.
Yeah.
Okay, let me try refreshing once again, because maybe that'll help.
Oh, I had him for a second there.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
I can, yes.
Yeah, I'm hearing two
Oh,
of
good.
you.
I can hear people again.
Okay, I can hear Sean now.
As can
Okay,
I.
good.
I can hear Sean as well.
Yep.
Alright, everything works. Alright.
For me, it does, yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, what is everybody doing?
Well, I was trying to aid Corvo, but apparently didn't give very good advice.
Oh no. All right. Oh boy, what happens?
Johan did make a good suggestion before, though. Bertok overheard that if we take the attack of opportunity and remembers that, yeah, we could backstab them, I believe. And if it were an option to rush them and try to take as many of them as by surprise as possible while they were distracted.
Yeah, I think that would work. Yeah. Right, you guys could deal damage while they're distracted.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, take out as many without actually getting into the nitty-gritty of combat this turn. Yeah, you could do that.
Okay, so Bertok will do so. Rush around the corner, his flail swinging as he tries to take them by surprise and hit them over the head with his spiked flail. Heck. Nice.
All right.
And additional damage.
Oh my god.
And if I were to add the 4 to that, could I?
You could. Actually, no, because they're not retaliating this time.
Oh, okay.
Johan, are you attacking this time too?
Yeah, time to get out this old piece of garbage, and he'll draw a very battered and banged up longsword. It looks like it could. Yeah, it's like very ornate, but all those ornaments are very much banged up and so much wear and tear. So I wonder this sword is still holding together.
All right. Oh boy. Man, okay, your sword, weathered and worn, slips from your fingers as it clashes against the ice and reverberates painfully. It is lost amid the swarm of goblins.
Crap.
Corvus.
Yeah, Corvus will take aim with his spear and try to skewer a goblin or two.
All right. Wow. All right, between Bertok and Corvus, half of the goblins are now slumped and lifeless on the floor. The other half seeing their comrades slain, look up from their meal and
Can't Adrian cast a spell or something?
oh yes, Adrian.
Yeah, sure. I will. Yeah, I will go ahead and do a typical magic missile. It seems the best thing to do at this point. Yep. Okay. Cast. Oh, I need to select her cast spell. That work? Forget the spell. I will attract attention. It seems the least risky of all of those. And then roll 2d4 for 6 damage.
All right. So Adrian, you will take down a goblin. Corvus, you will take down one goblin and wound another one. And Bertok, you will take down 2 or 3. So between your combined efforts, half the goblins are now slain and dead. And the remainders will flee in devious flight back into their little hidey holes. But these ones are dead. The cow is consumed.
I believe that taught them a lesson.
Oh, the cow is consumed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, and Johan will go and pick up his sword. Looking from the sword to his arm and his fingers. He's like, damn. The cold skin to these old bones.
Yeah, Bertok will nudge one of the dead goblins over with his toe. See what was maybe different about it. But we'll just look at it in disgust.
These goblins have bluish white skin. They have bluish blood, and they are apparently immune to the cold. They, like most goblins, they carry little oddments about their person. But other than that, you can't distinguish anything beyond that.
Yeah, it was out of curiosity rather than looking for some sign of weakness or something.
Do you guys want to search their corpses or go after the other goblins, or what do you want to do here? You guys have managed to slay more than half of the goblins so far.
I guess I'll have a look around their corpses. If they have anything that I can use. Is that like a discern realities or something?
Yes. Makes sense.
Da. 7. Well, it's one question at least. Alright, what here is useful or valuable to me? That's the question.
All right. Among the gold, among the little trinkets and ice sculptures and bits of bone and fang that the goblins have, several of them have bits of paper with them that have inscribed on it, "Hail the Queen."
Well, I figured these weren't just freebooters.
Servants of the Ice Queen, no doubt.
Presumably.
Hardly surprising.
Does that cow have no front legs?
I think so.
Okay. I'm just curious. Yeah.
We should continue forward.
I agree. I personally am curious, but I don't think curious enough about these pieces of paper.
I kind of forgot that there is a door to the kitchen out here.
Oh.
That was, of course, open when Adrian went through it to
Okay.
get the bread.
All right.
What's all right? So you guys are still at full health as far as I can tell. Managed to weather this far. The remaining goblins have scattered back further into this twisted sort of hallway. And as far as you know, there has been no widespread alarm set off. So,
Should we throw these corpses into the kitchen in case someone passed by these pots?
Ooh,
that's a good idea.
it is a good idea. Yes. We may have to. That's Adrian, taking this great advice, will stride over to the dead cow and touch it and dispel all of the prestidigitation on it. Assuming that dispel magic is easier than when it is performed on one's own illusion. Mm-hmm. Okay.
The cow turned back into bread.
Two dead goblins stagger up the passageway. No. Bertok is feeling like pushing onward, possibly tracking down the other 4, 5 that escaped.
Oh,
Fair enough.
right.
I don't know that the goblins are that important. We have other things to consider.
hate goblins. I really hate them.
I'm with you, buddy. And besides, for all we know, the trident could be up. The artifact could be up in that direction. We don't know. So we may as well look, right?
Maybe.
Do you guys want to continue up north?
I would be willing to relent and go along with Corvus.
Okie dokie.
Which does one of the passageways seem more like ornate or larger or more important than the others? Is there one that looks like it would lead to a central chamber or a throne room or something?
Oh, that's a good question. The passageway to the west is human-sized as opposed to the others, which are sized for the giants. It also seems to be a little bit more nicely carved, perhaps. By which I mean the passage west of Corvus right now. That passage.
Okay. Well, I say we go that way.
Yeah. I could yeah.
Well,
I think that would be agreeable.
Well, if we're going that way, let's hurry.
All right.
Walking down that corridor, you guys come to an intersection. In front of you guys is an enormous statue carved of ice of a queenly figure on a icy throne. It seems to peer down at you, lowly, insignificant little beings.
But does it appear to be ice only?
It does appear to be ice, yes.
Bertok is tempted to wonder if this is just a statue.
It does not appear to be reacting to you guys. So it presumably is just a statue.
Okay. Walking carefully, Bertok will start to explore.
La-di-da. As the first person gets to this little part of the corridor, the statue will extend a spear and strike at, I guess, you, Bertok.
Oh. Okay. Do I expect it? I think I will do a... I'm trying to think of the defy danger for this.
I think it would be a defy danger, yeah.
Wisdom or dexterity?
Dexterity.
Okay. Yeah. Taken completely off guard here. I didn't see it coming.
Okay, the icy spear will pierce your side, Bertok, and do 9 damage to you.
Ow. Okay. Right. And my armor is, I don't remember. Oh,
4.
Okay. 5 then.
Ooh.
Yeah, I fall to my knees.
All right. The spear sends its icy chill into your guts.
Yeah. Great. And I extend my hand and watch them. My fingers start to turn blue with the cold. No.
Alright, can I step forward with the take sword and smash the spear?
Okay, you can do that. That would be a hack and slash towards the spear. Okay. Oh boy. You can do it. If you make yourself vulnerable. Do you want to do it? Okay.
Oh boy. Sure. I'll take one for the team.
Can I try to use my shield to protect Johan?
Well,
Sure.
you still have that guard defend hold, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I never used that. Sure. I guess that would still apply. Yeah. So you're defending Johan against the attack that would have hit him if he hit the spear?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Corvus, you feel the spear shudder. Actually, another spear. The statue raises another hand with another icy spear, plunges it towards Johan. You raise your shield, it skitters along it, but still does 4 damage to Johan.
Ouchie.
But Johan, you do in that moment manage to break the icy spear piercing Bertok and I guess drag him back.
Well, that was dangerous. Good reflexes there, elf.
I try. So does
I got thunder here too.
the statue's still there? Does anything about it seem different?
It is it is raising a hand and summoning a globe of ice. A pulsing globe of ice.
I'm gonna try to throw my spear right into the heart of the statue. See if I can shatter it.
Ooh, okay. All right. There'll be a volley. Although you have good dexterity. Oof. All right. Boy, roll for your damage. Man.
Excellent.
All right. Cracks will spread throughout the statue as your spear hits it in the chest, and it will give a flinch as if it's in pain, and all of its movement will slowly cease.
Will the orb continue to grow and like hover there?
No, the orb is going to dissipate as the figure comes to rest.
Okay.
Ooh, Bertok, you still have a spear jabbed in your side that has been broken off.
Right. Grabbing it. It's gonna hurt. Grabbing it with both hands. I will attempt to yank it free, I guess.
All right. Make a Constitution defy danger to stay conscious as you do that.
Yeah, maybe.
All right.
Does it hurt anymore?
Yeah, you're going to actually take the debility of being shaky.
Okay.
So you're not going to be quite as dexterous as you were before, but
Sure.
it doesn't, you manage to staunch the blood and so forth.
Got it.
Whew. All right. Corvus, good job with the spear. All right.
Think it's safe to move in.
I'll leave my spear in the statue until everyone has moved past, just in case. And then once everyone is kind of round a corner from it, I'll quickly pull my spear out and follow them.
Okay. Sure.
I assume we're heading northward through the
All right.
non-staircased tunnel.
Just have to
Alrighty.
look to loot for now.
All right, Corvus, you are whipping your spear out as they pass by.
Yep.
Okay. Nothing immediate will happen as you do so, but you will notice that the cracks are slowly starting to come together and heal as you take the spear out.
Okay. I suggest we move quickly then.
Mm-hmm. My guys will make room.
This is, you come into a long, very formal looking, richly carved ice hall with a throne at the end of it. Perched on the arm of the throne is what appears to be an elf who is wearing dark armor, and his hair has been bleached white. His skin is bluish in color, and there is an amulet hanging from his neck. Kisses. Kisses.
Damn it, that's something the thing we're looking for.
Do we have his attention?
What's that? He has not immediately noticed you. No.
Hmm. Tricky. Yeah, remind me, what were we looking for again?
Yeah, the merfolk seem to believe that the Ice Queen stole, or has in her possession, a magical orb called the Pearl of All the Waters. That is imbued with many interesting abilities and spells. The Mer people have said that the ice giants originally captured their leader once upon a time when she was holding the pearl. And then they gave the pearl in tribute to the Ice Queen.
Does this individual look like a queen?
No, it does not.
I didn't think so. I wonder.
And it's an elf?
Yes.
It is an elf, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do we make our presence known, or do we go around this guy?
I think Corvus is in favor of speaking to him.
You go ahead then. I got your back.
All right. Corvus steps forward. He raises his shield, which has on it the emblem of his elven house, and he says, "Greetings, cousin. What are you doing in this place?"
I am the herald of the Ice Queen. Who are you to come so boldly into these premises?
I'm Corvus of the House McVenner, and these are my comrades. We come searching for something of great value. But tell me, what is an elf doing serving the Ice Queen?
He will pause for a moment, as if he cannot quite remember how he has originally come to serve the Ice Queen. He will say instead that the Ice Queen has always been merciful and just to him and to the ice giants. So that is why he serves the Ice Queen.
And what is your name?
He will again pause for a moment, as if something is stirring in the back of his mind. He will simply say, though, that he is the hand of the Queen, and that he sees people that should not be within her demesnes. And he plays with his sword. He draws his icy sword threateningly. Guys, do you mind if we pause here for the session? Kind of getting sort of hungry.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that myself.
It's alright with me, yeah.
I mean, pause as in we'll get back, or are we ending here?
I think end here for today, and then in a couple weeks pick back up. I think that's the intention.
All right.
Yeah, I think that would be fine. With me anyway.
Alright, well. End of session. What?
Do we want to break not break, but work in the make camp or not? I don't believe it's a make camp situation here.
No, it's definitely not a situation where you guys could take a couple hours and rest. No.
Got it.
Hey, wait, big frozen fella. We gotta take a nap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's actually, I guess, take a moment and ask, what sort of a game do you guys want to get out of this? Do you have any preference for more role-playing heavy, more combat heavy, more puzzle oriented? Do you guys have any preferences as far as that goes?